Hey, Jeannie Lynch, welcome back to my channel. So excited. 2023, continuing the beautiful work of spiritual modalities for a spiritual life. And this video is a little different. I'm not going to get on and tell you about any new modality right now. I'm going to go back and tell you about a modality that I featured a few years ago on my channel and tell you that I just finished doing some deeper work with it. And I want to share that today. I want to share that experience and I want to share that light with you. So, what is that? Right here, if you look, right there, Charles Logan, the Logan Light Center, him and I did a whole interview. Oh my God, watch this interview. It's phenomenal. All about his work. And we talked a lot about the Modern Mystery School. What is that? Well, I learned a little bit more, and that's what I want this video to be today, a little testimonial to the work that I just had at this center about this work. And I got to share it with you. It's so exciting. So please stay looking, stay listening. It's coming up next. Hey, thanks for staying clicked in. First off, let me do a little pulse to, I think I've shared a little bit on my channel about where I am health-wise and tell you that I have been absolutely challenged, like many of you, many people who follow my channel have been because of the last 3 to 4 years, because of COVID and isolation and ascension and where we are in the world with the darkness and the shadows and ascension. And oh my God, we've talked about this so much on my channel. Okay. And I've also been upfront and honest with you and have told you that I've been really struggling with some of my own health issues because of a diagnosis. So if you don't know what that is, there's other videos out there. That's not this video. But let me just say the things that brings up for me is being somebody. Well, let me pause there for a second. If you're watching this channel and you're an energy healer, my sense is 99.9% of you have had your own spiritual awakening to be where you are today. That means you went through the dark night of the soul to get here, right? So I am no different. But I also think, for me, negative ego, that it's also been this really kind of a hard place to be in feeling sick, hard for me to say that word, not well, wanting to be healed, being a healer, not being worthy of a healing, calling on other healers, going through their processes and still feeling sick and not well. And so I have been struggling with many of these sensations and feelings, clinging to the idea that maybe it's because of the high vibe thing and I just haven't settled into my new vibration, not giving up hope that that's the reality, but in the same sense, just not feeling well. So my Michael approached me the other day and he said, look, I'm watching you and you're struggling. Why don't you call up your friend that you did that interview with a few years ago? Go back and have another healing with him. Well, I thought that was a great idea. So I did. I contacted my friend, Charles Logan, at the Logan Light Center, went in for another healing. We did an amazing session together. And on the way out, I just felt so much better. And so I asked him kind of like, do you think I should come back? Should I buy a series? You know, what do you think I should do? And he sat me down and had a beautiful long conversation with me about the work that I'm doing, about my channel, about my intentions. And he just said, you know, Jean, you do so much for others, but like, really, when's the last time you actually took care of yourself? And here you are today doing that. Why don't you allow me to bring you in? There's this class or this process that I would love to take you through that I believe will give you the tools and the education that you will be able to use for yourself to truly heal yourself, but also protect you from the work that you do for others, and then assist the people that you assist. And let's get you, he didn't say it, I heard this, get you into the system. So, you know, I thought, oh, what is that? You know, education. I've been through so many classes and so much training and stuff. And, you know, I haven't really done a lot of the training for myself in the last 10 years. I've mostly been learning from people who've been on my channel, and then just giving that information out and moving on. So this was going to be a little pause and also some really deeper work for myself. In fact, the class is called Know Thyself, and that's exactly what the hell it is. So went home, talked about it, thought about it, text him back, and tell me I sound like you right now. I'd love to take the class, but the timing just might be a little off, maybe in February. And back and forth, Charles and I went. Well, in one of his texts back to me, he didn't say this, but I saw and I read between the lines. What the hell are you waiting for, Jean? Why put it off any longer when I'm putting in front of you is an opportunity to do it now? Well, I heard that, and I hope you're hearing that too. What the hell are you waiting for? Within 24 hours, I had signed up for this course. I was going to be sitting in his chairs for the next 2 days, intensive work, diving into and learning. And that's what I want to share with you today. I can't tell you what happened in class because that's sacred and there's a code to that. And that's not this video. But what I want to do is just introduce you to this idea and the modality that there is a place, there is a center, there is a person, there is a location that is out there to support people. And I'm assuming if you're watching my channel, this is you that are on the path to your own healing, because we're never done, that want to learn these principles and practices in place and for ourselves, but also to be in service to others for the world. And we want to do it with such integrity. We want it to be accurate. We want it to be tested, right? We want it to be pure. We want it to be sacred. And we want it to be about where we're heading and not where we've been. So I know that connects to you, right? So here we are. So I'm going to show you a little video clip of right before I went into Charles' class, because I went in at 0, and I want you to hear what that means to me. So stay watching. It's a cute little clip prior to going into his class, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what happened in the class, and I'm going to do a beautiful layup to Charles. So stay listening, stay watching.
Hey, Jeannie, what are you doing today?
Okay, so months ago, maybe even a year ago, I did a beautiful interview with Charles Logan from the Logan Light Center. And I'm going to do an intensive 2-day course with the Logan Light Center. And right now, I'm at 0 understanding what I'm walking into. So I am going with no expectation. I'm clueless. I don't know what any of it is. I don't know who anyone is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a great experience or a horrendous one. So check back. Okay, so you just saw my little clip about I'm going in at 0. And let me tell you, that was really key. Not going with an expectation, but going in and being open. In the class, we learned, I was introduced to the universal Kabbalah, which Kabbalah, basically the tree of life, right, just means, simply put, receiving. And this is a really key word to my experience. It wasn't just receiving information, it's being with an open heart and being ready to receive. And that means so much, right? But let's talk about what we're receiving. How do I know the information is accurate? How do I know that the information is sacred, that it's stood the test of time and that it's met with integrity? This is what I'm talking about today. This beautiful Modern Mystery School was just opened to the public 20 years ago, 1997. And its practices go back as far as King Salomon. Okay, so sacred, so old. And in this video that I'll highlight right here, please watch this video so you can learn more. They talked a lot about how do practices come into this. They were not for the masses. It was hidden, right? It was so sacred that it wasn't for everybody. Okay. And they had to stand the test of time, but they also had to work for everybody. And what I mean by work is it couldn't just be one specific little niche that, if you did this and then you could be healed, then they deemed it as a practice that was worthy enough to give to someone else. It had to be scientific in the sense that it could be proven. So the practices are so many of them, pieces of them have been featured on my channel. But that's what this school is truly all about. It's like an educational center for the sacred. So I don't know, we'll give you a little metaphor. If you think of Harry Potter, never read the series, never got into the movies, but stay with me in the visualization. If I was going to learn my powers, right, I would go to this school, get my wand, and learn the practices of what happens at that school. Okay. To me, it's similar in the sense in what they're setting up and what they're practicing, but they're making sure that it's met with such integrity. And that leads me into the class. I took this 2-day intense class where I was initiated into the school and also given some 5 beautiful, sacred practices for myself, for my own healing, and to protect myself when I'm working with others and to be in service to others. And we did this beautiful meditation, and the 4 guides that I came into and was brought into this life with were let go, and I received 4 more guides and so much more light. And again, I'm not going to go into all the detail. To say that this class was an experience I don't have words to define it. What I want to share today is that I would love for you as a resource on my channel to look into this a little bit more. If you're someone who is ready to take the next step, if you want to go deeper in your own healing, if you want to be given the teachings for yourself, if you need to be healed, okay, hopefully you've heard me say that. But more importantly, if you are all part of where we are in the world right now, which is moving and working together to put more light into the world, to ascend. The basis of this school goes back to this prediction of where we are right now. It's happening right now. You've heard it so much on my channel, how we've ascended and where we're ascending. The school is out public for the last 20 years because of the timing, the integrity of it, the integrity of Charles Logan, how this information is brought through, what the information is and its integrity, how it's taught. He is my guide for life right now, and he did not get to be a guide by paying for a certificate. He has been watched, he has been audited, he's been monitored, he's been checked, he's been balanced, okay? He has also had his own experiences to get him where he is today. So I have just started mine. I now can take and dive in deeper to the school and to the classes and what is out there. Please look into it for yourself. Do your own discovery. Since the class coming out, within 3 days, I can't even tell you how much better I'm feeling. If I'm starting to have one of my panic and anxiety sensations or feelings, I go into my rituals. I have been texting back and forth for Charles, asking for help. He's been right there to assist me. I feel held. I feel supported. I feel excited. And for the first time in 3 years, sorry, I'm getting emotional, I have woken up with such dread every morning that I got to start another day and curious how I'm going to get through it. And yesterday, for the first time, I actually felt joy, and I cried because of joy, and I cried because of hope, and this feeling of I can do it, and that I have the tools to do it. And if that sounds like a lot, it feels like a lot, but it's beautiful. So I had to get on and share today. I had to get on and just do a beautiful testimonial and to follow up on the modalities that I have on my channel. And there is a beautiful playlist. It's right here. Oh my God, there's like 60 different modalities from around the world that are out there. If you have a modality that is out there, the wackier the better, please share it with me. We are truly coming together and working together. And one last thing before we go, now that I've stopped crying, when I came out of the class, I was just really intrigued about this word, the Kabbalah. And so I started, doing my own discovery work and listening to YouTubes and podcasts and just trying to get the language because I really enjoyed some of the principles of what Charles talked about in this class. And 24 hours later, I received an email from somebody who saw my YouTube channel and was asking me if he could be featured and teach my listeners a little bit more about the Kabbalah. So I just think that is all a demonstration of when you're in alignment and how this increased light or focus or healing brings in more and how it happens faster. Isn't that what we're all doing? Okay, that is it. Thank you, Charles Logan, for everything that you just introduced to me. I hope this video serves you well. I hope anyone who's watching and listening will look deeper into this. If you're somebody who wants to learn more, just know that there is a place, a resource, and a school that can support you. This is Jeannie Lynch. I will absolutely see you next video.